Hello, I'm Cindy,
I'm Stacy.
and we're back for another episode of Timeless Recollections where we'll share our memories. Today we're going to talk about mine and Brian's daughter Lauren. Talk about her birth, her childhood, and probably some about her adulthood as well. So Lauren was born 10 days before I turned 19. So you were 16?
I just turned 16.
Yeah.
She was born after my 16th birthday.
And you were afraid she would be born on your birthday.
I
You didn't
was.
want. But yeah, she was born 10 days before I turned 19. Because we'd went through childbirth classes, and they had told us that there was such a thing as a slow leak with your water. And the night before I was to go to be induced, I kept going to the bathroom. I couldn't get out of the bathroom.
And we were playing.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember that.
I thought I remembered us sitting on the floor playing Monopoly and you have getting up and going to the bathroom.
Well, I couldn't hardly get to the door at some point before I felt like I had to go again. And so I asked my mama, I said, "Do you think that that my water's leaking?" And she said, "Oh, no, it'll be a big gush." So I just so happened, I guess it wasn't. Well, maybe it was. I don't remember what day it was that we were. I guess it was the night. And so the next day I went to see, I was supposed to go to the doctor to see induced. And they checked me to see if I could be induced. They said, no, conditions aren't favorable to induce. They said, but we need to get you over to another ultrasound. So they sent me over and they did that she was breech and that I had no water. So apparently leaking the night before. So they said, well, you're going right over to the hospital. And when I got over to the hospital, they said, if you're having contractions, we're going to go ahead and do a C-section tonight. But if you're not, then we'll do it tomorrow.
Were they going to send you home if they weren't going to do it?
No,
they were going to keep you no matter what.
So they said that that about 5:30 they took me in to do the C-section. I wasn't contractions though. So anyway, so they did a C-section and Brian cut the cord and Brian, you had walked in there and they had already cut me, right? Yeah. When he got gowned up and everything and got in there, they had already cut me, and it kind of made him a little queasy. So anyway, but she was pretty healthy. I mean, she weighed 7 pounds and 3 ounces, and my kids were. That's kind of bad, but I don't. I remember their weights, but I don't remember how.
Yeah, I remember all their weights.
So anyway, she was a good baby. I mean, she didn't cry a whole lot or anything.
You remember, but and if we changed her clothes? Because remember one day we had spent, she had so many newborn clothes that she was going to outgrow.
Yeah.
And we just played and changed her clothes and took pictures and everything. And she got to where she cried just to have her clothes changed.
I remember the little embroidered diaper shirts that Robbie Oliver had gotten her. They were so cute.
They were like linen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And then I remember She was probably 6 months old, maybe. We were at the beach for the first time with her. Let's see, no, she had been older than that. She must have been 9 months.
I'd say.
Because we probably went to the beach in June, if I had to guess.
About 10 months old in June.
Yeah, maybe. Called It's a Small World.
Oh, yeah.
And me over there, Joyce, she took me over there because she wanted to get some clothes, which ended up we got married, Brian and I, which we got married when Lauren was like 6 months old. Her husband came to the house and they told us that they were having a baby. So Brian has a little sister that's about a year younger than Lauren. Not quite a year.
No, a whole year.
Let's see. She
Because
was
Lauren turned 1 and Angela wasn't born until October.
right. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, but I remember this one outfit, and it was a little like something had little balloons embroidered on it. You remember it was white and it had balloons on it?
So.
Yeah.
But, speaking It's a Small World, it was like right after she was born, I got my first job at Consumer.
Mm-hmm.
And I had kept something on layaway at that store for her.
Mm-hmm.
And I every paid, I don't know if we got paid every week or every 2 weeks.
Didn't you get her first Christmas dress?
I got her first Christmas dress and her second Christmas dress, but I got Angela one to match because it was Angela's first Christmas and Lauren's second.
Yeah. Did you get that at It's a Small World?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got her Easter dress, that pretty mint green, and the little pinafore top, and it had the ribbon woven through some.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept something on layaway. As soon as I paid something off, I'd put something else back in layaway.
But yeah, other than like, she broke her arm a time or two, and what? The time when she broke it when she fell on Crystal?
No, you were skipping ahead, I think. Remember, I guess, was Joshua a baby when she was at school and Brian had took her to school?
Oh.
And she couldn't find her. I mean, she was just...
let's see. Maybe. Yeah, because Joshua was a baby. Well, no, because she was in first grade when Daddy died. So this was 5-year-old kindergarten. So I think what it was is I was working at Veterans at the time.
And maybe you was pregnant.
Yeah, I didn't get pregnant. I got pregnant while I was working at Veterans. But
anyway, for some reason Brian
worked nights at Dairy Queen, I think, at the time, and I was working at Veterans. And so he would take her to school, and the first day of school, because I think I had probably not been working at Veterans very long when school started. I can't remember when I started working at Veterans, but anyway, she couldn't find her classroom, and she went to the office crying. It was her first day, and she said they asked her what was wrong, and she says, "I can't find my classroom, and my daddy's out in the car naked." And the lady that was the head of the PTA at the time was a lady that lived down the street from us, that we were pretty close to that family. And she said, "I know her family, and I can assure you that her daddy is not out there in the car naked." What it was is he didn't put a shirt on, but he had shorts on. So it wasn't that. He may, I don't know if he told her, "No, I'm naked." Maybe he did. I don't know.
He may have said something like that.
But he was trying, what he was trying to do was, because I think he had taken her in. It wasn't the first day of school. It was a few days after. I think he had taken her in a couple of days, and he was trying to make her fly. So he told her, "No, I'm not taking you in today." And she couldn't find her room. So anyway, yeah. So I think we already talked about when she would say, we already talked about that when Dog was little.
Oh, yeah. No, Dog. That's not
for
Baloo.
Lou. Yeah. So that was her favorite book as she was a kid. And then I think we've already talked about Bozette and Daddy.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I don't think we've talked about is, she was 18 months, 2 years old, something like that. I'd say, who's my favorite niece? Because she was my only niece. And she'd say, who's your favorite aunt? Because I was her only aunt at that time. She'd say, Lua. But then also, it was so weird. I don't know why I thought this was better. I didn't want to call her a brat. But so for some reason in my mind, I'm 16, 17, whatever. I thought it was better to say, who's a rat? I thought it's better to call her a rat than a brat. I don't know why that seemed better, but
Now,
yeah.
wasn't it her who said that you were the queen of sassy and she was the princess?
Yes.
Well, how old was she then?
3, 4, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not much more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was the time where she broke her arm. I think that was right before we went to Disney World, maybe. For some reason, I had just had my wisdom teeth out, and Alan was going to Sylvan Learning Center, and for some reason, well, I kept Crystal.
Yeah.
I was
Cindy
keeping
kept Crystal while I worked for the first 3 years.
And so I had Crystal, and I had Lauren and Alan and Joshua, and then I also had Angela, Brian's little sister. For some reason, I don't know why I had her, but I had her for maybe she had spent the night or something.
It had to be summer.
Yeah, it was summer. And so having all them kids in a waiting room and trying to keep them quiet was hard. And so a lot of times I would take them down the sidewalk to different businesses. We'd go, and there was I think Wild Birds Unlimited was over there at the time.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, it was like a nature type store. And so anyway, we would go in there and look around, and then we would just walk down the sidewalk and stuff. And so we were walking, and Lauren decided she was going to walk backwards. And we were almost back to Sylvan Learning Center. Before I could get the words out, "Be careful, you're about to back into Crystal." She had already backed into Crystal, knocked Crystal down on the ground. Crystal was fine, but she landed on Crystal, but Crystal was fine. But she had apparently, her and Joshua, and they take this after their daddy. Anytime they would get hurt just a certain way, they would go into shock and hold their breath and pass out. So she had hit her elbow or her arm or something. I don't remember what part of the arm she broke, but she broke her arm. Anyway, usually though, whenever they hit their funny bone, that's when it would really trigger that response. So we were trying to get her into Sylvan to check her out. And I didn't realize she was passing out. And I went to open the door, and she had her head on the door. And all in the same time, I had a candy bar as we're taking her over. I'm trying to call the doctor's office to tell them, hey, I think she may have broken her arm. I need to bring her in. They told me to take her to Children's. But anyway, while I'm trying to talk to the doctor's office, and I had just had my wisdom teeth cut out. And for some reason, I decided it was a good idea to eat a Hershey bar after I'd had the stitches in my mouth still. And one of the strings from the stitches started coming out. as I'm eating that candy bar, and it was gagging me as I'm trying to drive along the road with her with a broke arm. All these kids with me. So anyway, but yeah, then when we went to Disney World, she had a cast on her arm, and she was about 8 years old, and that seems about right, don't it? That Crystal would have been 3.
No, because she was
Lauren's 38. How old is Crystal?
30.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Well, she had a cast on her arm when we went to Disney one year because I've got.
But yeah, because I mean, if she was 8, Crystal was a baby, and so
Yeah.
Crystal wouldn't have been walking.
No, she wouldn't have been walking. She was 2. She was at least 2 when that happened. So, but yeah, she broke her arm a couple of times. Alan broke his a couple of times.
Did Joshua ever break his?
I don't think he ever broke his arm. He hurt his thumb really bad one time when he was.
Not like not talking about the step stool like she had and like Mama had. It's like
that,
this.
that little white one that's in.
Part.
Yeah, oh, now that I'm thinking about it, or maybe we kept. Anyway, it was in their room for some reason. Couldn't pitch. So, but yeah. So anyway, what else about Lauren?
Well,
She was always smart.
Yeah, I was about to say she always made good grades.
Yeah, she was the top 3% of her class. She
won
was in
a
the
lot of
ROC.
reading awards.
Oh yeah, in the 5th grade, she won. She won Reader of the whole school. She loved, and she still
Was
loves
it
her.
based on AR points?
Yeah, she got the most points of the 5th grade, the most points of her class, and the most points of the school. She had a goal to do that though. She's pretty like if she makes a goal, she's usually going to succeed. A goal.
If she really wants to bad enough.
Yes.
Not like her crocheting and sourdough bread attempts last year. She quickly gave up on both of those.
Yeah.
But she could crochet. She just needs, because she's left-handed, it's going to be a little more difficult for her because most everything is written from a right-hand perspective, and most all videos are from a right-hand perspective. So,
well, but yeah, so she got the most awards out of her class, I do believe, in 5th grade. She read like Gulliver's Travels, and she read like Dr. Dolittle. She read the highest point books, and it's funny because last weekend she's made a couple of friends. You know, they've moved down to Panama City now from the Birmingham, Alabama area.
They've been there almost 2 years now.
Yeah, it'll be 2 years in May, and she started making some friends down there. One of Allie's aides from last school year, their friends, and she'll babysit them from time to time. Reason that Allie still has to be babysat at 16 is, I'm sure we've probably touched on it, but she has special needs, so she does have to have someone to kind of. I mean, she can do things.
Make sure she's safe.
Yeah, make sure she's safe and don't like get into things.
Don't get knives out or use the oven and stove and stuff unsupervised.
But and she's made there's a couple of people that she knew down here that have moved up or knew here that have moved down there, and then I think one of the people she's made friends with, I think they did live here. And now they're her adaptive PE coach or something. I don't know. Anyway, she's got a couple of friends who like to read as well. And
It's some series Lauren likes.
yeah,
and the whole
it's called
trivia.
ACOTAR.
I have no
A
idea.
case of
It's some of that fantasy romance.
yeah.
Not
She
what.
likes that type of literature now. Right now, anyway. She may change that eventually, but
No,
right
she
now,
always has.
But
Because she liked Harry Potter. She liked Lord of the Rings.
I don't know about Lord of the Rings, but I know
She
she liked
liked
Twilight. Yeah. But anyway, she went. They had this book trivia thing at the bookstore. I think it was last Friday night, or no, it was Saturday night, and so it was a contest.
It was based off of that book series, though, she reads.
Maybe.
I thought that's what she said.
Anyway, she put a picture up on Facebook about to go crush this trivia contest. Well, she did. She won it. She was so excited. So anyway, I just had something in my mind I was going to say about her, and I just lost it. Dang it.
It's about the beach, living at the beach. Or was it about her as a kid or a teenager? Or
no, it was current. Dang it. This is why we're doing these videos.
Yeah. We can't remember one thought to the next.
Dang it. Oh, the rabbits. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah, they was telling me about that.
Okay. So we had ate lunch with her and Allie Saturday because I wanted her to go with me to pick out makeup for the vow renewal. And she said, well, I went to Dillard's a weekend or two ago, and she said they were very helpful with me in helping me pick out colors. And so I said, okay. I said, well, look, for your daddy, something to wear too, and all. So we got there, and first thing we walked in, it was the men's clothing, and oh my gosh, he's like, I need a shopping spree here because they got a whole different.
Oh, he went with y'all?
Yeah, they got a whole different selection of clothes. Well, first of all, we went to Pier Park and we ate at this place called Ford's, and it's pretty neat. It's called Ford's Garage.
Never heard of that. Which
Well,
I ain't been
it's
down
pretty
there
neat.
here.
They've got a couple of like Model Ts in there, and like their door handles are gas nozzles, and their sink in the bathroom is like a tire with a basin in it, and then it's got like little lines and things that look like lines from a car or something, and then the nozzle.
What do you mean lines from a car, like pinstripes?
No, little different lines inside like an engine or whatever that put things.
Oh, like fluid lines.
Something like that. Anyway, and then the faucet handles are nozzles too. It's pretty neat. And like everything is named after like a lot of the sandwiches are named after local people, but they also have like a car or something. It's pretty neat. Anyway, we ate there and we were talking, and she was telling us, she was like, when y'all, because Brian had killed a deer, and we had gotten some summer sausage, and it was a Hawaiian summer sausage. It had pineapple, jalapeno, and cheese in it. And Lauren was like, well, I want some. So we had brought her some down, and we had forgotten to give it to her. Seems like we had something. Oh, she had gotten Jason a tie, too, at Dillard's. Anyway, while we were eating lunch, we were going to give her the summer sausage, and then she said, well, just bring it to me tonight, when y'all go eat. And but at lunch, she was telling us about these rabbits, which she'd already told me about the rabbits, but she's like, when y'all leave, from my house bringing that summer sausage. She says, go through this next neighborhood down. She says, there's all these rabbits. When I've been on the phone with her and she's been counting them. And they'll see 15 or 20 of these rabbits, and they're like white rabbits, and they're like brown rabbits, and there's black and white rabbits, and brown and white rabbits, and just all different rabbits. And we figure what happened is somebody had a pet, and then they've mated, maybe with a wild one, I don't know. Anyway, they're just, you go through this little loop, and they're just rabbits just out in everybody's yard.
Yeah,
There
at
were three
first,
of them.
when they first told me about, I thought it was talking about like a Christmas decoration that's rabbits, and
That's how they found them, was they went Christmas
yeah,
light looking.
but I thought I thought, well, why are people putting rabbits out for Christmas decorations now? Not live ones.
Yeah. So,
But yeah, it had to be somebody had a pair of rabbits, and maybe they kept having babies, so they let them loose, and
maybe.
they continued.
But like she is so into the wildlife right now down in Panama City. Like there's turtles down there. They got a creek not like right beside their house. And it goes like they actually have a turtle crossing like as you're coming into their neighborhood. And so she's like,
not for sea turtles, though, right?
no,
Okay.
not for sea turtles.
Because I thought,
And like she has lizards that she likes to look at, and frogs, and like different colored frogs too, like tree frogs and stuff like that. And just she's been really that part. She's really really enjoyed. Now I think she is missing her mama and daddy a little more than she likes to let on. Because she asks us every time we come down there, y'all ready to move down here?
yeah, she don't miss this area.
No, and I'll say that, the school system is much better suited for Allie and Luke, for sure. That's the biggest positive I can say out of everything. But, yeah, she wants to see a bear. There's been bear sightings.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So she wants to see a bear. We seen some deer when we was coming home last weekend. They were three of them chasing.
But speaking of them rabbits, Jason was saying Lauren don't come home without driving through that neighborhood now.
Yeah.
To see rabbits.
Yeah. Yeah.
She makes a circle through that neighborhood to see the rabbits before she comes home.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she does. So, anyway, yeah. So Lauren. Oh, but back to Lauren. Speaking of, she didn't take the summer off when she graduated. So she went straight
on to nursing school.
To Jeff State, got in nursing school her first try. So she was a nurse by the time she was 20.
Mm-hmm.
And she's always worked in oncology,
and she planned a wedding and got married while in nursing school. Got married between her fourth and fifth semesters, which is how many semesters there are.
Yeah.
She got married between the fourth and fifth semester.
Mm-hmm.
And she did her preceptorship on the oncology floor and got hired on full time.
And I was kind of worried about that because I did not think, because she is pretty tender hearted. Now, she has a side to her too, though. When her brothers would get hurt when they were little, and they would get hurt, she would start laughing. She'd be like, ha ha ha, you busted your head open, ha 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 ha. I think it was probably more nervous laughter though. But anyway, when she told us she wanted to be a nurse, we were like, really? Like, you laugh when people get hurt. But she has done very, very well in oncology. She's very tender-hearted though as well, and very kind and caring. And there were lots of times where she would go and buy the patient snacks or whatever out of her own pocket, or like there was a lady there was a lot of tornadoes in our area, so there was a lady who her daughter actually went to church with us, and but the mama didn't, and she was in the hospital, and she had lost everything in the tornado.
Yeah, Princeton got a lot. You know, but April 27th tornadoes that came through.
2011. Well, this was not. She had cancer though.
But I'm saying Princeton got a lot of the tornado patients because DCH wasn't.
Well, we had them in Oak Grove too, though.
But I'm just saying we got a lot of patients out of Tuscaloosa because DCH was overflowed or not being able to operate at capacity because maybe the power wasn't. Maybe they were working on generators or something.
Yeah. But she found out that this lady had lost everything in the tornado, and it was Christmas time, and she went down and bought her a bunch of Christmas ornaments, and she's always been very considerate like that, and does things for other people, and so, I mean, and then on top of that, being a special needs mother, and then being a mother to one who isn't special needs, but I'll tell you that she treats Allie just like she is any other kid. Allie still gets grounded from things if she does things wrong. Lauren doesn't let her, oh, well, she's special needs, it's okay, She expects her to act like any other child. And so, she says she learned from me, and of course I learned from Mama, but I think she's far beyond a better mother than I ever was, and I've told her that.
So. And she don't like when people say that.
I know, but she is. I mean,
oh yeah, I mean, no doubt,
she's an extraordinary mother. So, and we better stop.
Well, I was going to say one more thing. Talking about her heart, being tender-hearted, even though she doesn't always, she wants to act like she's not.
Yeah.
I remember y'all telling she used to give money
to the homeless man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And one day it was cold, she didn't have any money, and tried to give him a jacket or a blanket or a sweater or something.
She gave him a jacket.
I thought it would. He turned it down, and it hurt her feelings because.
Yeah, well, and we didn't because she's done that since she first could start driving, and we were like, because it was this one particular homeless man that would be right there by the interstate, close to where we lived, and we were really worried because you never know, about people. We were always worried, he might try to pull her out of the car or try to get in the car with her or whatever, and but she didn't think about herself for sure. She thought about others. So
yeah. I mean, there's a whole lot we've left out. I'm sure that maybe will come up when we talk about other things, and
yeah.
But I think the next two at least needs to be one about Alan and one about Joshua. And I can't remember. I know we've talked about Michael's birth.
Yeah.
Can't remember if we talked about Crystal's birth or not.
I don't think we have.
So, but anyway. Well, since I can't seem to say the thing with a straight face, I won't. But that's all for this one, and we'll be back again with another video.
Bye-bye.
Bye.